Welcome back to another episode of Procrastination Garage. My name's Matt. Can you see how filthy I am? If you hang around till the end of this video, you'll see why I'm so dirty. What did we do this week? A bunch of little things. We mainly were just wrapping up other projects. And then we went snowmobiling a couple times. So I hope you guys will sit back, enjoy the video, and when it's over, please hit the like button. I hope you'll subscribe. Please tell your friends. Let's get into it. It's Tuesday afternoon. I've just barely finished last week's Procrastination Garage, and I really should be in the house working on some stuff. But I had to fuel up my snowmobile getting ready for a ride tomorrow. And it got me thinking, the Craftsman mower has been on the charger for the past about 48 hours. It's showing a green light. So let's see if it'll fire up, and if it does, let's take it down lower property and just mow some stuff just for a few minutes, just because I feel like I ought to be outside for a little bit today. It may not have the oomph in the battery. It's been sitting for a long time. I may need the jump pack, but we'll see what we can do. All right, brake on. What do we need? Where's the throttle full? Choke on, hit the key. And that's where she died and wouldn't restart. I was down here cleaning this up. This is not stuff you should be using a riding lawnmower for. But you know what? You use what you got. Anyway, I need to go get the jump pack. And I think it's showing okay voltage, but it ain't got the juice to do it. Hopefully that'll do it. We'll go ahead and keep that nearby. Well, that didn't go according to plan. Started not running well. It kept dying, like it wasn't getting fuel. I assumed it was maybe a carburetor issue or something. So I was nursing the choke and bringing it back up here, and I kept having to use my jump pack to get it started. It was real pain. But then when I got up here, I have this last little hill to climb right here, and it would not climb the hill. I couldn't get it to start after I got the nose up on it. And it wasn't that the fuel tank is out. In fact, it was probably half full or better, but for whatever reason it didn't seem to be sucking fuel. I filled the fuel tank to the top, it started, and I rode it back up. So I wonder if I have a fuel pickup issue. The whatever goes down in the tank at the bottom, maybe it's come loose or rotted away. You know, this old mower sat out in the sun for years and years and years, and it's been abused. This was my neighbor's mower, so I don't know, but I was hoping to use this one as soon as the mowing season starts. So we might have to jump on this project here fairly quickly. But when I say fairly quickly, I don't mean today. It's Wednesday morning, and we're taking a snowmobile ride, Little Nat Cheese. And I'll tell you what, we're still a couple miles from the snow park, but there's not a whole lot of snow here. Now, the one thing I do know is that the elevation rises pretty quickly, and I know the trail has snow on it. It's packed down. But the season is waning. Some in our group today have chosen to go ride in the Atanum, where there's a whole lot more snow. But we're going to be riding there on Sunday anyway, so I thought we'd come here. And the trail grooming season is winding down, and this is one of the few places that probably still has a little bit of grooming going on, so it'll be better trails. We're just a group of 3 today, me and a couple friends. We're just off the Greens Pass Trail. Look at Mount Rainier over there. Quite a view. I had to hike a little bit because there's a snowdrift I didn't want to risk. The rest of my group's way over there.
It's Friday, and it probably isn't going to surprise you that I've really not done much of anything Procrastination Garage related this week. Now, part of that is because I'm a little bit sick. Maybe you can hear it in my voice. I've been a little under the weather. I did go snowmobiling on Wednesday, and what we're out here doing today is we are prepping for another mini event on Saturday. What's going to happen is my local snowmobile club, we're going to do a burger cookout up at one of the warming huts. So what does that mean? It means I need to load up my little tow behind trailer. I'm going to put some firewood in it. The warming hut has firewood, but it has some pretty big pieces, I think. We're not really sure. We haven't seen what they put in there. And my wood is chopped smaller. That'll help start a fire. And anything I've left over, I'll just leave up there. Of course, in order to use a tow behind trailer, that got me fooling around with my sled, and I noticed that my bumper is loose again on the back, and I really should add some extra support to it, so maybe we'll work on that. I wanted to put the motorhome in the shop, but I realized I haven't built the other set of shelves yet, so I am just going to back you down here out of the way. But then I'm looking at all these leaves here, thinking, geez, before you back anything down here, maybe you ought to blow these leaves out of the way. So, I don't know, time to get started with something. Well, it looks better than it did, right? There's still gonna be more leaves blowing around. What I need to do is get down there and pick up those leaves with the bagger. But until I get that mower fixed, that's not gonna happen. I don't know if I'll get to that today or not. So the motorhome's back down out of my way. And you see that? That's right, I left enough room to get in and out of that shop door. Hoo-hoo. I thought I was going to need to put some wood in the bottom of this trailer. As it turns out, there was already wood in it, so I just moved stuff around a little bit. So my shelf support right here, make sure the wood is below that so I can put the shelf in there and stack stuff on top. I've got the shelf in there, so now I've got room on top to put food stuff. We're going to be cooking hamburgers, have potato salad, potato chips, some cookies and stuff. And so all the fixings for that and all the knives and paper plates and everything, that all needs going on top. Getting it filled up, I've got water bottles in there, along with some stuff that you mix in with the water to change the flavor, you know, like fruit punch or lemonade. And then I've got paper plates and napkins and stuff like that. I'm going to take a lunch break, and then I need to put some other stuff in here. All right, I think we've got most of the loading done until Sunday morning. Close the lid. Now let's move on to the snowmobile. A few episodes back, I was dinking around with this back bumper, which is also where my trailer hitch mounts. And it was loose, and I tightened it up, and it's loose again. So we're going to go ahead and take the bumper off, and then we're going to look at adding... A friend of mine has a bumper similar to this on his sled, and he's got a mounting bolt right in this area here. And there's a hole here. There's a hole up here. And I don't know if I was supposed to drill holes and put something there, because right now I've got a bolt on the inside here and one down there. Those are the only two bolts on each side that hold it. So you figure from here back to there, that's a lot of leverage. So there definitely ought to be more bolts there. So we're going to take the bumper off and look at that. The other issue with this hitch is there's this metal piece here, and it used to be bent more at a 45-degree angle, and I beat on it with a hammer to pound it down more. I don't know why it's there at all, and it's kind of in the way for what I do, because there's a piece that hooks in here that flaps up and down, and it was hitting against it. And I don't think it is, well, it probably still is a little bit. But again, I'm just going to grind it off right across there. So we'll do that right now too. Hi, little Bailey. How are you doing, sweetheart? What are you up to, little girl? Okay, so I found my problem. I had a bolt screwed in here. I had a bolt screwed in here. I did not have a bolt screwed in back here on both sides. And there is a hole for it. Although, no, yeah, it's a hole right there. So apparently when I put the thing together, I must have gotten in a hurry and left those bolts out altogether. So what I need to do is find 2 more bolts like that, and we'll be golden. And my guess is I've got some that'll work. Yeah, wouldn't you know it, the only 2 that I have are that long. So I'll need to cut them down to that length there. No big deal, at least we got something to work with. There we go. The 2 on the left are the new ones, and the one on the right is the old one. So the bumper's ready to go back together. Except, we still need to cut off that little tab right there. So let me do that. There, look. All ground off. So now we're ready to bolt the thing back on. Bumper's back on, more secure than she's ever been. That's good. And I got our hitch on there ready to go for Sunday. One more thing let's do. This is the pin I use. It goes down through this hole here, but I've only got the one, and if I lose it, I'm SOL. So a while back I bought another bolt, which is what this pin was a bolt that's been ground down. So we're going to grind this one down and drill a hole so we've got a pin in it, just like that. The bolt has been ground down good enough, and now I'm getting ready to drill a hole through it. This is a 1/8 inch drill bit. I'll need to go a little bigger than this, but we'll try and get this one through first. All right, that was easy. All done. One on the left is a new one. I'm much happier now having a backup. Last thing to do, gas that thing up, put it back in the trailer. Done deal. Getting back to this mower, my best guess is there's a fuel pickup problem at the tank. And when I looked at the tank, I see I have an area I need to clean up here. But I noticed I have a valve here, and I got to looking at it. And this thing's actually got a main and a reserve. And it was over in this position here, which honestly I don't know if that's main or reserve, but I swapped it over to the other side, because what I'm wondering is if down in the tank, if the rubber line has rotted away. And maybe both of them have, but what if I got lucky and if only one of them was broke, or one of them was causing me a problem, and I switch to the other and maybe it'll work. So let's see if the thing will start up. All right, we've got the throttle on, we've got the choke on, got the key on, we've got the brake on, so it should turn over. Well, the problem is the battery's low. All right, we'll hook up the jumper pack. Just hooked up, jumper pack's showing 11.6, so that's our problem. Now we're at 12.4, so she'll at least turn over now. Well, okay, she runs. She started right up. Seemed to be idling just fine. The real test will be taken out in the yard. It's about 4 in the afternoon. I'm feeling a little stuffy. The wind's picking up. It's kind of cold. I'm just not feeling like being outside today. So I put it on the battery tender. You can see it's red. That should be green by morning. And maybe tomorrow we'll take it out and run around the yard and see what it does. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty accomplished. It's not that there aren't any leaves, but it looks way better than it did. Got most of them out from under the tree, in the tree. I even went around the upper backyard. Got all this area done too. Yep, not bad for a late Saturday afternoon. It's Monday afternoon and I need to get this video wrapped up, but I've got some loose ends to tie up. First of all, we had an exceptional snowmobile ride yesterday. It was a burger cookout at the Tree Phones Warming Hut in the Atanum State Forest. We had 16 people in attendance. It was a good time. If you'd asked me how the weather was going to be, I'd have said ick. But as it turned out, it was blue sky pretty much all day long. Temperatures were good. If you'd asked me about the trails, what shape they were going to be in, I said, yeah, probably a little on the rough side. Surprisingly, they were in pretty good condition. The day was a blast. We weren't completely without mishaps, and following this narrative will be some pictures and video, and you'll see what I mean. Hello, Bear. I just start walking toward the shop, and you decide you're going to lead me into the food bowl, huh, buddy? All right. Well, there you go. You have food. It's all good, okay? Another loose end is this mower. As you'll recall, we were having fuel delivery problems, and I assumed it was probably the in-tank pickup had maybe rotted away or something. I moved the valve that I didn't even know I had from one position to the other, and I did all that mowing. I was out there for more than an hour mowing and bagging and everything, and so between that and a full tank, it fixed it. Long-term fix? Probably not, but it'll get us by for a little bit, so we're not going to worry about this one right now. Another loose end is in-container storage. I built shelves to go in here, and I've installed 2 of the 4, and I still need to move stuff into the second one, so let's do that right now. The second shelving unit is now full of stuff, and then I moved everything that was on the left-hand side. I moved it to the center so I could build 2 more shelving units, bring those down. And I'm not sure all this stuff is going to fit. It's going to be real close. Maybe it will. This doesn't solve my problem. I still have a bunch of stuff in my garage that needs to come down here, but we'll worry about that after we get the next shelving units made. Getting ready to put in shelf number 3. Installed and filling her up. There's shelf unit number 4. Getting ready to put in the container right now. Look at that. That's pretty organized. I still have a little room down there. I have some room down there. A little bit up here. I got lots of room up on top for small stuff. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself.
So that may be my biggest accomplishment this video, getting the motorhome back in the shop. It's short-lived, but at least it's in there. Well, what do you think? Looks like crap, doesn't it? You know what? The problem is the leaves have been here so long, they kind of killed the grass underneath. I'm almost down to dirt. And so some of these leaves are stuck down in there. They're not coming up. We got most of them. At least we got the ones that are going to want to blow up into the shop and driveway area. I didn't get to that area there. This area I actually brought out with a rake and then sucked up with the mower. So I need to do the same right along through here. So I'll get to that this week, hopefully. Next week's video, I don't know, we'll see. And then I mowed all around here, and same situation. I picked up a lot of leaves, but there's still a lot here. What we really need is for the grass to start growing. As soon as the irrigation water gets turned on, we'll be in a lot better shape. I don't know if I've addressed it. The issue this year was the leaves held on the trees into the winter, through most of the winter. And the reason was because summer went so late. We had a nice Indian summer, and then it turned really quickly. And I don't know, I guess there's something that causes the leaves to stay on the trees. I looked it up, it was on the news a little bit. See, that tree there still got leaves on it, and that shouldn't be the case. And it'll be greening out here pretty soon. So anyway, that's it. That's a wrap on this week's Procrastination Garage. You see that? The motorhome's back in the shop. I'm pretty happy about that. It'll be short-lived because I need to get in there and use this bay this week, but I just wanted to make room and make sure it would fit back in there, and it does. And how filthy I am, now you know why. Yeah, because I'm using the mower and sucking up leaves and making a mess and everything. It has to be done. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you hit the like button. I hope you subscribe. Remember, the #1 goal of Procrastination Garage is to motivate me to get out and do something. Work out in the shop, out in the yard, or up in the mountain snowmobiling like we did this week as well. So until next week, my name's Matt. This is Procrastination Garage, and we'll see you then.